back to Fiends and Toast, episode number 174. My name is John James. We're joined as always by
Lauren Cahalane.
How are you getting on?
Grand, how are you?
Oh, I'm wrecked.
You've had a bit of a mad morning.
Yeah, my sister and my mum are going to Cyprus, so I had to drop in the Dublin airport this morning.
Yeah.
So I literally left at 6:30, collected my sister, drove to Dublin, turned around, came straight back down, went to my sister's house again to collect Kevin, straight home, kicked him in the door, and up here.
Yeah. So you're up the walls.
Fuin and Mala.
And you have Clancy's tonight at 7 o'clock.
I do.
Is it going to be outdoors?
Yes, unfortunately. It's up in the Sky Garden, which is like 3 floors up, and I have to carry all my fucking gear up, like. Pain in the hole. Like, it's not even going to be warm at 7 o'clock. Stop pretending.
John advertising his gig and moaning about it.
Still go to the gig, like, but like I don't want people like, oh, we'll have the gig in the sun. Have it at 4 o'clock then. Like, there's no point in having it at 7 o'clock when it's going to get cold.
I feel like it's still fairly warm until about 9:30 at the moment, John. So I'd say it's a good shout, like having it outside, you know. It's a pity they don't have it out in the street, you know, where we wouldn't have to go up 3 flights of stairs.
But I just feel as well like they're trying to build it up at the minute. There's no chance that somebody's going to happen across the Sky Bar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whereas if it's downstairs, you might walk in and go, oh, there's a quiz on.
Yeah. I feel like you're I feel like you might get yourself in trouble for having this conversation.
No.
Giving out about it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So anyway, you're wrecked from your round trip.
Still going to be a quiz, like.
There is going to be a quiz, to be fair. You're wrecked from your round trip.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Tired.
You couldn't see your mammy and your sister on the air coach, like.
No.
Couldn't possibly.
I have to collect them next week or the week after next.
They're gone for 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah. So I have to literally finish up in Clancy's and go straight to Dublin.
My God. You're a committed man.
And then back down then.
And how was your week besides that?
Grand. I've done a lot of driving the last week.
Yeah.
Was it last Saturday we were?
Yeah, we recorded on Sunday, so we've talked about that.
So last Saturday I went Dublin and back.
Yeah.
Tuesday I had to go to Tipperary.
Oh.
To
your ADHD doctor.
Yeah, and back.
Well done, Lauren.
And then today Dublin and back. And
Very
then
good.
2 weeks Dublin and back.
Oh yeah. Tip's not too bad. Tip's like going to, you know.
An hour and 45 minutes. Like.
It's not too bad, yeah. But
less.
Yeah.
It's in Templemore. Just near the shades.
where the shades are born, yeah. And
where they make shades.
did anything interesting happen to you during the week?
No.
I had a really weird interaction with a woman in Lidl earlier on. And she was like probably 25 or 26. And everything that she put up on the conveyor belt in front of me, by the way, had the word protein in it. But she made she had a massive thing of shopping, and I only had 2 rolls and a packet of ham and some crisps, and that's all I was buying because I was just getting stuff for the lunch. And she made direct eye contact with me and she was like, I'm not letting you go ahead of me. And I was like, okay. And then she looked at me again, and then she put up the thing, and I just kept smiling at her because I was like, there was nothing in my body language that indicated that I was trying to get ahead of her or anything. I promise you. I was just like, it's grand. Like in Lidl, even if someone has a massive thing of shopping, it takes 5 seconds for them to scan it through. So I don't care. Like, leave me ahead of you. Don't leave me ahead of you. I'm here anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to kill me. And she fucking, the whole time she was scanning her stuff, or like her stuff was being scanned, she kept giving me a dirty look. And I was like, do I just give off an aura of annoying? And then people are just like, oh, this bitch is trying to get ahead of me.
I feel like you should have responded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, okay.
There's some good options there, like.
But I almost think the fact that I went okay and had a big smile on my face was annoying. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. What she looked like?
She was tall and skinny, and she was really toned, and I wanted to be her.
Okay. So some options you could have said when she turned around and said,
go away, you toned, beautiful person. I'm jealous of you.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't personally have gone that route.
I should have kissed her feet. That's what I should have done.
No.
Like, oh my God, I'm so sorry for even looking at you.
You could have clapped back with something like, protein can't develop a personality.
Do you know what she was giving? And that's really good. I like that. She was giving somebody who would stand in the middle of the aisles in Lidl and shout about protein on TikTok.
Yeah.
So
She definitely has a TikTok. Like
she was. Yeah, she had that, and I bet she's on TikTok now going, there was a girl behind me today and she asked me, could you go ahead? And I was like, I actually didn't.
No. Also, you don't ever ask, can someone go ahead?
No, never.
I would never say to someone, can I go ahead of you there?
No.
And if someone said that to me, I'd be like, no.
No.
If I turn around and see you've got stuff, I'll let you go ahead. But if you, like, it's like the Nando's black card. They don't give it out to anyone who asks for it.
Oh. Well, how does one acquire one then?
They give it to you. They just give it to you if you're
It's
famous,
if you get
like.
too many.
No,
Nando's.
it's for famous people, like.
See, this is one of these weird disparities with the world that really annoys me. Like, the richest people in society always get like that kind of stuff. It's
Definitely,
weird,
yeah,
like, do you know what I mean?
But if you, they will never give one to anyone who asks for one.
That's mad.
It's the same with going with letting someone ahead. Like if someone asks, can I go ahead of me? The answer will 100% be no.
If I gave you a list of celebrities now and you would predict whether they would ask for a Nando's black card or not, can I give you a list and see what you think?
Yeah,
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran has one.
Okay, but let's just say in the universe, would he ask for one or not?
No, he seems too socially awkward.
Yeah. Lewis Capaldi.
Absolutely would ask
Yeah,
one.
100%. Harry Styles.
Yeah, I reckon he's probably vegan.
Do you think he's vegan?
Yeah.
I don't know. He doesn't give
He
me
gives
vegan.
big veggie vibes, like.
Big veggie vibes.
BVVs.
Mel B from Spice Girls.
Was that scary?
Yes.
Then no. I think that whole scary Spice thing was just a front.
It was. Like money laundering.
Yeah, I actually think she's meek and affable. I don't know what that means, but I decided to throw it in there.
The CEO of Claire's Accessories.
CEO of Claire's Accessories would demand one, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Me too. I agree.
Big, like, I sell hundreds of thousands of euros worth of the shittiest plastic earrings you've ever seen in your life. I demand a black Nando's card. Should be fucking piercing the chicken in with a little gun.
Jessie J.
Name 3 of her songs there quickly for me.
I can't. Price Tag.
Okay.
Bang Bang.
Okay.
I'm stumped.
I'm going to need another one before I make up my mind. Price Tag. Okay.
It's not about
Bang,
the
bang.
cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah.
Ain't about the
Blibbling,
bubbling,
blibbling.
bubbling. Domino. What's that? How does that one go?
Okay, so based on those 3 songs, I think she wouldn't.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Liam Gallagher.
Liam Gallagher wouldn't be bothered.
No, he'd probably be like, fuck.
I bet if they offered him one, he'd be like, no.
Roy Keane.
No. He's an Irishman. We don't do that. We don't go asking for handouts.
We don't. No. That's good.
And he would also do the thing. He'd be his own worst enemy.
Mm.
Because you know the way when you're Irish, the first time somebody offers you something, you have to say no.
Yeah.
He'd be waiting for Nando's now to come to him and be like, have a black Nando's card, and he'd be like, no.
No.
And then he'd be waiting for them to go, go on, Roy, have it. But they wouldn't, and then he'd lose out.
Yeah. They don't have a Nando's in Mayfield as well, which is where he's lived all his life.
Yeah,
and
he's never left Mayfield. No.
Not once.
They had to have all their Man U games when he was playing for Man U in Mayfield. Yeah.
Tank Field.
Yeah.
I know what that is.
Me too.
It's just something you hear people from Mayfield say. That finishes up our segment of would the
celebrity ask for a Nando's black card?
I really enjoyed that. We'll bring that back next week.
I feel like I got them right too.
Yeah, you gave me the same vibe as I would have answered. Like, do you know what I mean?
Do you know one person I think who would ask for one though?
Who?
That fucking coke snorting, woman touching freak, Conor McGregor.
Oh yeah.
He'd ask for one.
He'd absolutely ask for one.
And he'd be sickened when they said no.
Yeah. Oh my God. Also, like, honestly, I would shout this from the rooftops until the day I die. Fuck Conor McGregor.
Yeah. Although, do you know what? He might not ask one because they are black cards and he hates that. Like,
there you go. Tom and I actually had a conversation, I think it was last night or the night before, where it was like, you know, if Conor McGregor became president of this country, I think I would actually seriously consider leaving the country. Why would you stay in a country that the president of it is him?
Well, it's never going to happen, so we can sit safe in that knowledge.
Because he has to be nominated by like hundreds.
Yeah, and they asked loads of TDs and they're all like, who that fucking
him? Yeah.
No. There's another restaurant, I can't remember what the name of it is, but they give you special dice.
Okay.
And you go there, eat all your food, whatever you order, then you roll the dice, and if you get 2 6s, it's free.
I like
So
that.
you have a 1 in 36 chance of getting your food for free every time you go there.
They do a coin toss in Sober Lane on a Sunday evening,
They do.
which is really fun.
I've never been.
Well,
I've been to Dublin Lane, but I've
only ever done it
I've
once.
never tossed a coin.
Yeah, but I once told a donkey to feck off.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I've done that.
I would love to get one of those like special cards for summer just to make me feel special.
Okay, here's an open petition to Marks and Spencer's to give Lauren a Marks and Spencer's
Spark card.
a Sparks card.
We just made that up.
A special Sparks card that entitles her to unlimited vol-au-vents.
Oh my god, yeah. But you know what they have there?
Just vol-au-vents though.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Do you know what they have? Do you know the cookies? They have an M&S.
Yeah.
They slap.
Yeah, I know.
Like
people
kick
do.
me in the head.
I've never had one now, but I know like at least 3 people, English people as well, and they're like, I go there for the cookies.
Cookies slap.
So yeah, that's what I want from M&S. A Sparks.
If I asked
vol-au-vent
you,
card.
if you said to me, "Hey Lauren, I want to get you some sweets, and what would you like?" And I said, "Can you get me Percy Pigs?" Would you be really upset?
No.
Because you'd be like, "Why are you being English right now?"
What else are they called? Like,
No, but just the fact that I'd be like, "Can I get some Percy Pigs, please?"
I just thought that's what they're called.
That is what they're called, but I'm saying it's a very...
Is it?
It's a very English... Well, sure, Marks and Spencer's like.
Oh. Is that not where Colin is from as well?
The caterpillar, yeah.
Yeah.
Catherine the cantaloupe is what they have in Aldi, I think.
Catherine the cantaloupe. Like Sammy the slug cake for
I
your
like
child's
Sammy,
birthday.
I like Sammy the slug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could have like a Sebastian the snail, and it's a biscuit cake, and the shell is biscuit.
Oh yeah, I like that. Do you know what the most simply wonderful chocolate is in the world? And it's just like so simple, so small, stunning. Is a snack bar, purple snack
bar.
Purple snack bar.
Yeah, elite.
I was in Dublin again on Monday as well.
She's 2 of us. We're like Dublinites. Is that what they're called?
Dubliners.
Dublangers.
2 Ronnie Drews, Dublangers. I like that.
2 Jackeens.
Myself, Ronnie Drew and Luke Kelly by
The Dubliners.
the Dubliners, kid. Call me Luke Kelly because I'm one of the Dubliners. I'd say.
Call me Molly Malone's tits because I'd be in Dublin the whole time.
Yeah.
Is that where that is?
It is where that is. Yeah. That is quite upsetting, to be honest.
Call me the Portal because I'm in Dublin
Is that
and I'm
still
afraid.
there?
I've no idea.
Yeah.
Surely it's gone.
The portal is shaking.
Surely it's not there anymore.
No. Much to think about.
Yeah.
Remember, we were kind of on the train at one point of trying to get Nim and Larkin to go to their portals at the same time.
I was sure trying to get them to do literally anything is impossible. Can't even get them in the group chat at the same time.
Yeah, 4 of us were in there at some point during the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always at the least most convenient time for me.
Yeah, it's always when I'm going out the door. Yeah.
Or I'll get into my car
I think
at a petrol pump
and
and I'm getting ready to take off
Yeah.
and I'll reply once or twice and I'm like, lads, I can't just sit here at the pump for the day. Like,
no.
Oh, speaking of, I was on the way down from Dublin just about fucking 2 hours ago there, and I stopped off at Circle K to get fuel because I have a Circle K fuel card.
And if he pays with the fuel card, it doesn't come out for weeks, so it feels like it's free.
It's free diesel basically. So my van, it wasn't empty now, but it was approaching the red light. I wasn't going to make it home, like, and I pulled in, and it takes about 130 quid to fill it up, like, around that mark.
Which services were you in?
I actually don't know, because I missed all the important ones. And I just put in Circle K's near me and drove to one.
Okay.
And got out, put the fucking petrol willy into my car.
Yeah.
Give it a squeeze, and at €38 it stopped. And I was like,
What?
Me scusi?
Mm-hmm.
Pulled it again, nothing was happening. And I was like,
did the petrol pump run out or did the diesel run out?
No, I was just like, what the fuck is going on? And I kind of like, I was waiting for someone to look out the window or something, because usually it beeps when that happens, and then they press the button and release it or something. No, I was like, grand, whatever. Went in, up to the counter, and I was like, he was like, oh, I need fuel. And I was like, yeah, but it stopped at €38 and I need more.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, they're all doing that. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, so you'll have to pay for this 38 now and then go out and then do another 38 and come back and pay for that and then go back. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to chance it. I'm just going to leave. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Well, fuck off.
38. That was like you said to your man in Fermoy last Friday night or last Saturday night. You're like, is it prepay for the ad blue outside, like, or what? And he goes, it is.
No, I said, is it pay at the pump? And he goes, it could be pay at the pump. Or you might have to pay for it in here first. Or you might have to pump it first. And I was like, those are the three options. But what I'm asking is which one of those is
Can
the
I
correct.
do?
Yeah, what is this?
Yeah.
Who wants to be a
That was-
millionaire? I need you to give me an answer.
That was hilarious. Two of us were just like, that was an incredibly unhelpful response. Loved it. So, did you get back to Cork on €38?
I did.
That's annoying now, though, because you have to stop somewhere else. I love filling the car because I don't have to worry about it for ages then.
Yeah, I will have to stop
in
in €38 time.
I had to. So last weekend, I looked at my car. I opened the bonnet and I thought,
sorry, the toll is still fucked, by the way. I passed it.
is it?
Yeah, the actual boots are gone and the screen is like melted above it and
Oh my god!
all weird coloured.
Wow.
Yep, continue.
Ripped to the toll. It's a conspiracy anyway to keep us paying for it.
Yeah. The road's paid off years ago.
I don't mean that, by the way. But
It's a bit of a joke, like.
Anyway,
you opened your bonnet.
I opened the bonnet last week and I saw that I had
Land.
my coolant was below the min line. I was like, so I brought it
For
in.
those who aren't car savvy either, that's minimum.
For anyone who doesn't understand abbreviations. So I went over to my uncle that evening and I was like, I think I might have a problem here. And he was like, yeah, I think so. And then it looked like there was coolant at the front of on the grates of the car. So he was like, look, I think you should get it done. And I have this warranty with my fucking garage that I bought the car off. So you pay an extra warranty with it and it's called map free. And they have a list of garages that you're allowed to bring your car to. So I rang them on Monday and they're like, you'll have to bring it to this one on Ship Street in Cork City. I was like, ideal. That's Penrose Wharf. So
I know. Yeah.
So anyway, I had to put in.
Did Tom's dad work there?
No, he worked in Deneen's, which was over by where the Marina Market is now.
Okay.
But anyway, just deep lore there for anybody who listens. Like, everyone knows where Tom's dad worked
dad
for
is a
15 years.
receptionist.
He's an Avon rep. That's where the Avon warehouse is in Cork. But anyway, dropped the car in on Friday morning and I pulled in, went up to your man and I was like, hello man, I'm here with my car. And he's like, it's suspected coolant leak, isn't it? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, grand, yeah. He was like, look, we'll have to pressure test the system, whatever. And then we'll have to ring the warranty lads to make sure it's covered, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, fine. And I was like to him, look, even if it isn't covered under the warranty, are you still okay to do the works in it? Like, I don't mind, if it's not covered under the warranty, I'd rather get it done. And he went, and I was like, kind of bamboozled, and I was like, okay. And he was like, this is the problem with people, like, you all just expect your cars to be done that day. Like, what if I don't have the part in stock or something, like, and I can't get it done today? And I was like,
sir,
I actually got a bit of a like a pep in my step, and I was like, well, I'm not a mechanic and I don't work in a garage, so I don't know what parts are very common for you to hold in stock. So like, I was actually just asking, and the way I ask questions, like I was like
no. I was just going to say, like, sir, you are the first person to mention the word today.
Yeah, literally.
I did not say today.
I didn't say today.
I didn't say now.
Yeah, I didn't
say
ask
Inish Gakurama.
Yeah, and like it would be nice for him as well to say, we'll probably have it for the weekend. That's fine. We'll work it out then, because like we're a 2-car family now, but like between us we would have worked it out with the cars, like, so it would have been fine. So anyway, I went off on my merry way, and around 12 o'clock I rang him. I decided to work from town that day because they have an office in town, so I said I'd work in town, and I rang him at 12 o'clock and he was like, I was actually just about to ring you. And I was like,
were you?
I'm sure you were, yeah.
Famous lines. Anyone who ever says that to you was not the spoiler, they were not just about to ring you.
He wasn't. So anyway, he was like, we test drove it, pressure tested it, used the UV light, and we can't see.
There's cum all over the bonnet.
What's going on? What are you doing? And it's mine. And he said, but there's no fault found. So I was like, so how did the coolant go? And he was like, it's probably evaporation, like.
well, that means, sir, and I'm not a scientist here, but that there would be a leak somewhere in the system that is causing it to escape.
Now, I've done loads of mileage over the weekend, and he filled up the coolant obviously to the max, and it hasn't gone down at all. So maybe it's okay, but I'll keep an eye on it. But anyway, I fucking hate owning a car. I fucking hate it.
It could have been the cap on incorrectly as well.
Could be. Even though I haven't touched it since I bought the car, like. But anyway.
Hadn't been hot either, though.
True. So yeah. So anyway, I suppose the whole point of that story is, first of all, I don't know why people working in garages have to give you such guff. Like, fuck off. Do you know what I mean?
It's everywhere.
Chill out.
It is everywhere the last few years. People are just like, I'm like, they've just taken up a position in everywhere that's just like, I don't have to deal with this. And I'm like, well, excuse me, you're exclusively being paid to deal with this. So if you wouldn't mind, that is your job. And if you're not happy with that job, please find another one.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I just felt like I was like, and I honestly think if Tom was with me, like, he wouldn't have spoken to me like that, which annoys me even more. You know what I mean?
Oh no, not a prayer.
No.
I was with someone the other day in work, and he was trying to get contact lenses.
Okay.
And he has them ordered the last few weeks, right? And they said it'd be 5 to 8 days. And he rang 14 days later. And they were like, oh yeah, we have them, but we don't have anyone available to fit them or to show you how to put them in. And he was like, okay, when's the next appointment? And it was like 3.5 weeks away.
Go away.
And he was like, I suppose I'll have to take that one, like. And I was like, he hung up, and I was like, why don't you just ring them back and tell them that you have someone, you know, someone who wears contacts, they're going to show you. And I even looked up their website, and it says it is not a requirement.
This is definitely Specsavers, by the way.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. The website literally says this is a service provided as part of your ordering of the contact lenses. It's not a mandatory compulsory thing. I said, ring them back and just tell them you want to collect them. Rang him back, and they were like, oh no, this is a legal thing. And he was like, what? He's like, we legally have to show you how to put them in because it's a medical device. I was like, come here. It's a small bit of plastic. Just fucking fly up my hole with your medical device carrier. It's also not a legal requirement. You're just trying to make a bit of fucking dash.
Yeah.
Absolute shysters, like. And your one got so snippy. She's like, no, we are not going to give them to you. It's a legal requirement. He had her on loudspeaker. I was like, I'd have fucking teleported down the phone and fucking poked her in both her eyes. But like, there's your fucking, there's, can you show me how to put these, to take these out of your fucking skull, like?
Yeah, there's no need for her to be giving him jip like that.
Just because he rang back a second time, she was like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, hang on a minute now. Like, why are you it would be easier for you to just be like, yeah, just come in and get him, so. Just take the fucking thing.
Yeah, go on. My mum and my granny wanted 99s yesterday, so I brought them out to a shop in Ballincollig for them, and everybody in the shop was there for ice creams, and my heart was actually broken. Like, your man was like, the guy doing the ice creams was like a transition year like student, you know. He was a young fella, and the shop was up the fucking walls, as in, like, they have a little deli in there as well, and the crowd was the whole way back to the deli, and I was actually stressed out for your man. But people are like giving out, they're like, fuck's it, there's only one person on the ice creams and all this, like,
there's only one ice cream machine.
There's only one ice cream machine, like, you know. There was 2 staff serving, but it made no sense because you have to go up and serve or pay for the ice cream first. You know where I am, and you have to go pay for the ice cream first, and then you have to go back.
Thank you.
And people were getting so confused. The staff were too young to kind of come out and say, okay, like, if anyone's getting ice cream, just come up here and queue first, and blah blah blah. Oh my God, it was just chaos in there. But I thought it was so cute. There was an old woman, she was giving out like stink. She was like, for God's sake, and there's only one person on the ice cream, and her teenage granddaughter just turned around to her and said, Granny, there's only one ice cream machine and it's not their fault. It's like, go on, girl, go on.
Well, that's like, the sun comes out.
Yes.
Okay. First of all, people going to get ice cream.
Yes.
Just note that you are not an original being, and everybody else has the same idea as you.
It's
okay.
Ice cream day, baby.
It's ice cream day. Everyone's going getting ice creams. Chill the fuck out. Right? You're also queuing for a 99, not fucking brain surgery. Relax. It's a bit of frozen fucking milk. Chill your tits, right? Second of all, people working in the shop. It's ice cream day. You're going to have to make ice creams. Please take the face off you. My God.
Yeah.
They're like, you're like, oh, can I get 99? And they act as if you just said, hiya, can I fist your granny, please, if that's all right? And they
Oh
look
my
at you.
God, John.
The look they give you is like, I cannot believe you've asked me this. I can't believe it's come to this. Like, fair enough if someone asks for a 99 in the dead of winter and you've got the machine up in the attic or something, like, but it's summer.
Get the machine in the
It's
attic.
fucking sunny outside. People want ice cream.
They
You're gonna
really
have to
hate
make
making the ice creams.
It's like
Hate
sometimes
it.
you go to a shop and there's a deli, like go up to the deli and you're like, hi, how you doing? Can I get a brown wrap? And they're like, no, this is where you work. Like, I'm not going to come up and ask you for skydiving lessons. This isn't the right establishment. I'm come to the deli for food. I'm asking you for food. Like, don't be sighing at me.
No. I know. There must be something about the ice cream machine that just like, there must be something about it that it's like the
They're
worst
just
thing in
sick
the
of doing
world.
it, like.
Yeah.
And I was at a shop in Ballyhollig as well. I won't say which one.
Reckon the same one as me.
No. And the deli person.
Yeah.
So I hadn't gotten a wrap yet, but I was going to. I went in and got a
You okay?
it doesn't matter. I had to go to the shop twice. I don't know why I'm struggling with that. And when I went out the first time, I was going back in to get my wrap, and the deli worker was standing outside the side of the shop, smoking a cigarette with the gloves on. And I was like, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to change those frequently and not go out smoking in them. And I was like, I'm now not going to get a wrap because, first of all, I don't know when the last time you've changed those gloves are. And if I go into the shop, you have to walk through a room to come back. I don't know if you're going to change them then either. So I'm not going to get a wrap right now.
That's disgusting.
They were scrolling on their phone with these, it was the big plastic ones. Like, they're the most awkward shit ever.
Yeah.
Standing out in the sun, must have had the sweatiest hands I've ever seen in my life, scrolling on the phone with a cigarette.
They had
with the
no
gloves on.
intention of changing those gloves. No intention.
They put them on at 7:30 that morning and they've done everything with them on, I'd say.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
It actually kind of made me feel sick.
Or when you see someone going up and taking money and giving
Yeah.
out change with the gloves on and going back to the deli, it's like, excuse me, that's the dirtiest thing in the world.
When I worked at McDonald's and I worked on the chicken side of things, I fucking hated it. You were like obviously you were watching a hawk, but changing the gloves like constantly. And like as the day goes on, I get really, my hands get really swollen. So I was like, every time I had to take off the gloves, it was just a sensory overload. But obviously I did it because I didn't want to poison half a Blackpool. But yeah. God, when I was working on that chicken station on my own.
Do you ever touch the fryer with the glove, then it melts onto your finger?
No, I never touched the fryer, thank God. But I watched it happen one time. I watched a fella fucking put his hand in the fryer by accident one time. It was fucking horrendous.
Not in the fryer, bro. I used to flip burgers back in the, not McDonald's, but Joe, the
for
gloves.
a Ballincollig establishment.
Yeah, Joe, the gloves are a bit too big, like they don't fit onto your hand.
Yeah. It's like you have long nails.
So you'll be doing something, the next thing, the fucking top of the glove is stuck to the grill, and it's like, like,
God.
why am I wearing gloves here? I'm not touching anything.
No. The way they ordered, so what would happen in McDonald's is someone would like place an order for like a chicken legend, we'll say, but it would be like chicken legend, no mayo or whatever, and it would come up on the screen. But like as you were making the chicken legend, like McChicken would come up, and then you're still trying to stock, so you're trying to have like, you're trying to make 10 McChickens and put them into the fucking thing to have them ready, and then you have to like do loads of the 6 nuggets and put them into the tray. Now that was back 12 years ago. I actually don't think they do that anymore, because I think everything is made to order now, because the way they have the screen.
It's because people cop that if you're like chips no salt, you'd have to make a fresh batch, or if you alter it, they have to make a fresh one. So everyone just started altering all the orders, and it's like it's easier just to fucking make them
exactly
as you want them.
But also it also became like, the way before you'd order a latte on the screen and they'd just call you straight away because they'd just turn around and make the latte. But now it's like the person in front of you, it's all done numerically. So even if you're just getting a coffee at McDonald's now, you're waiting ages. But I haven't gone to McDonald's in years, so just letting you know that. Just making it sound like I have intimate knowledge of McDonald's, but I haven't gone there in years.
You worked there, like?
I worked there, yeah, in 2013 for nearly 2 years. It was hell out there.
Yeah.
I worked the day of the Bruce Springsteen concert when he played in Park Queeve. That was a fucking nightmare. Everybody in Cork decided to go for McDonald's afterwards. Anyone who lived out the north side, oh my God, hell.
Oh my God.
It was horrendous. I wouldn't
Yeah.
recommend it. People always say they must have done some fucking serious PR campaign, McDonald's, about working there. People always say to you, fuck, it's a great place to work, is it? No, it's not.
No.
It was shy.
Especially depending on what one you got.
Yeah.
Because like I imagine like
Franchisee.
fucking Fermoy is grand because like there's only people from Fermoy, but like if you're in Blackpool, you're dealing with the whole north side. Like,
Do you know what? I actually thought the customers in Blackpool were sound.
oh yeah, but there's just lots of them.
Yeah, loads of them.
And statistically, when there's loads of people, some of them are going to be shit. Like,
Statistically, yes.
so, like if you only had 10 customers, one of them's going to be shit.
Yeah.
But if you've got 100 customers, 10 of them are going to be shit. But if
Yeah.
you've got 1,000 customers, 100 are going to be like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's how maths work.
Yeah, that's scaling there. That's
What you say about me?
scaling.
I got the train again on Monday. Poor Tom, because my fake coolant leak. Tom had to drop me to the train station in the morning. Drop me off at 5:30 in the morning, and I was getting the train at 6:15. And like some people are like, why the fuck do you spend half your life waiting around? But like, I just prefer to be early for things rather than just panicking. Like, do you know what I mean? What do you think?
I'd rather be there than be rushing to get there.
Exactly.
Like, to my mum and sister to be at the airport for 11, like,
Yeah.
or they have to be there at 5 to 12 or something. I dropped them off at 10, like. Forget about that.
But there's nothing worse than being like, there's nothing worse than rushing in an airport. Sorry, there isn't.
Just rushing in general.
Fuck that.
I hate rushing.
Yeah. And you hate Russia.
I wouldn't be their biggest fan or advocate.
You wouldn't
now,
be a
so I
big supporter
wouldn't.
of Russia, like.
No.
No.
Apparently they've got some cool churches. I'm
So do
sure.
we, like.
I'm sure some of the people are sound.
Yeah. Oh, sure. People are not the reflection of their leaders, right?
No. But that big fucking fool on horseback can
Vlad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can suck soft dicks till the cows come home.
Do you ever feel like even though we've the smallest podcast in the world, we say something like that and someone's just going to come over and shoot us in the head?
They can fucking try it.
Yeah. They can try it.
Yeah.
Like the Hotel California.
Or the YMCA.
Exactly. Yeah, well, the YMCA, exactly.
Both hotels, like.
Yeah. YMCA?
Is that not a hotel?
No, I don't think so.
You can stay there if you're down in your luck.
Oh,
Isn't that the lyrics?
maybe it is. It's fun to stay at. Okay, yeah, okay, fair enough.
It's either that or a brothel. I don't know.
Yeah.
Judging by the outfits the singers were wearing, I'm going brothel.
Good for them. Good for them.
Young Man's Christian Association.
Oh my God. That never dawned on me that could have been a hotel.
I don't think it is. I think you stay there if you're down in your luck because it's like it's a Christian, like.
Hans Christian Andersen.
No, not quite.
What's the song the YMCA about?
Here we go. This is what the people want to know.
Do 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 do
Bam, 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 bam. It's fun to stay at the
song. The song YMCA by the Village People is about the Young Men's Christian Association.
See, I'm not full of shit.
Which historically has provided affordable lodging, community programs and support for young men, particularly those who had to move to cities for work or were otherwise in transition. On the surface, the song celebrates the YMCA as a place for young men where they can stay fit, get shelter, have fun, meet people and find community. With lyrics like, you can get yourself clean, you can have a good meal, you can do whatever you feel.
Yeah?
Yep.
I always thought it was about gay people.
I think it's probably about gay people.
Christians hate gay people.
Not all Christians. For example,
I think Christianity as a whole isn't pro gay people though.
The last pope was kind of like,
he's probably a little bit gay.
no, the last pope was like, who am I to tell people what they can and can't do with their lives, but they can't get married here. That was his vibe.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the guys were dressed pretty provocatively.
Provocatively or like dressed like builders?
They were there was an Apache. There was a builder,
Yeah.
there was a policeman, an army man, and there was a fifth one.
Why is it so funny to tell someone that their mum's a builder?
Because it's just not. It's not statistically probable for someone's mother to. I don't know any female builders.
Your mum's a builder.
I don't know any female tradespeople.
I don't either.
Oh wait, hairdressing is a trade, I suppose.
Well, okay, you're speaking strictly in
Construction
terms
trades.
of construction. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know any. I've never driven past a building site and seen a lady,
Yeah,
unless she was being whistled at. That was a joke
Which is-
there, referencing wolf whistling.
which is terrible.
Actually, I have, but they're doing the traffic.
Okay.
Which, by the way, what a career.
You know that I was a lollipop child?
The fuck does that mean? You ate lollipops?
No, when we were in 6th class, in my school, when you're in 6th class, you train as a traffic warden. So at school time, when the school is finished, there'd be 5 of you would go down and do the crossing. So a guard would come in at the start of the year and train you how to do the crossing. And then we'd all have the stop signs. And we used to go, stop, wait for your positions, cross now. And then the kids would cross the road and we'd be stopping the cars.
Of course you did.
Everyone in our class had to do it.
Do you know what they did? Do you know what they do now? The lazy cunts.
What?
They go and stand at pedestrian crossings
Yeah.
and they press the button.
Yeah.
And when the man goes green, they walk out. What's the point in you? You're just...
There was no traffic lights back in the 90s, John. Come on, let's be real.
No, but it makes me laugh. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what's the point in you now?
Yeah.
A child can press a button.
Yeah, but do you trust a child not to walk out in front of a car, though? That's the problem. Like, the whole point is really that they're standing there going, don't move now until I tell you to go, like. Because the junior infant will just walk out in front of a car, like.
I think that needs to be the first thing you teach.
2 months old. Do not walk out in front of cars.
Yeah.
2 months old.
There's a lot less accidents that happen that way, like.
Yeah.
Where pedestrians just run into the road and then drivers don't have a chance, like.
I know I'm a fucking annoying bitch now because I'm always talking about driving, right? But I found a new thing that I recognise a new thing that fucking infuriates me when I'm driving. So, for the Cork people listening to the podcast, I'm going to describe where I was and then I'm going to put it into context, right? So, I was driving yesterday from Ballincollig to Kerry Pike and there's this god-awful tiny road. You turn off right from Ballincollig and it's called Healy's Bridge and it's like 2 cars don't really fit down there and you get up to the junction by the rest, right? Grand. But all the people who are listening who don't know that road need to know is it's a fucking tiny road, right? And there was a cyclist in front of me. Now, that whole road is bendy, so you can't see around any corner. So I stayed well back from the cyclist, in first gear, barely doing 10 kilometres an hour. And then when I had an opening, I was going to overtake her. And she kept putting her hand out and telling me to overtake her. Like, bitch, I'm making my own choice here. I don't want to have a head-on collision just because you can't get up a fucking hill on your bike. Like, fuck off and stop telling me how to drive my car. There you go.
Or fuck off and cycle somewhere where there's a cycle lane.
Well, the problem is in Ireland, isn't it, that there isn't enough cycle lanes.
So put your bike in your fucking car and go somewhere you can cycle without causing the whole world to wait behind you.
But maybe that is her mode of transport. Like,
No, she lives in the country. It's not. Everyone has a car.
Anyway, point being,
Are you telling me there's anyone in the world who relies on the Tower bus?
well, no, because it was Kerry Pike, so they don't have buses. But
Even better.
yeah, but at the same time, I don't want to assume that she has a car. Like, I'm just saying, don't tell me how to drive. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Fuck off.
And also to stop blocking up the road.
And she kept telling me to go around her, and then when I was thinking about it, and then a car came towards me, like doing like 80 kilometers an hour, and I was like, what if I had gone there now? Like, do you know what I mean? Fuck off.
So they tell you not to beep at cyclists as well, because you might frighten them and they fall off their bikes.
John's like, I do that daily.
I beep at cyclists.
Oh my god.
Especially if they're cycling 2 abreast or 3
Well, that's
abreast.
terrible.
As I'm going around them, I
Yeah.
beep, and I'm like, I hope you fall off your bike.
I drove to Kinsale. Tom, Teddy and I headed off to Kinsale on Tuesday night. We went down to the Dock Beach and there was cyclists on a bendy road cycling 3 abreast.
Can you rewind there? You went to the what?
Dock Beach in Kinsale. That's what it's called. It's called the Dock Beach.
Okay.
And
No further questions.
there was just cyclists cycling 3 abreast, and I was like, guys, why are you doing this?
Because
Why?
they're just selfish cunts.
Not all cyclists are selfish cunts, but
All the ones who block up roads like that are.
agreed. Yeah. So anyway, just basically stop telling me how to drive.
Did I tell you I had the running with the cyclist side in town?
No. Oh my God, you're definitely going to get caught in one of those fucking dash cam pieces of footage. You know your man who goes around and with the dash cam in his helmet and he posts it all on Reddit or whatever.
I'll fucking skull drag him across the floor and throw him into the river. So do you know? And this is not important because I'm going to do a bad job of describing where it is anyway. But basically, there's a one-way street, and I was parked at the top of it, and I got out of my van.
Yeah.
And I looked the way traffic could have possibly been coming because it's a one-way street, and I took a step out, and next thing I hear, ding, 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 and I looked the other way, and there was a cyclist coming towards me.
Yeah.
And she was like 60, 50 maybe.
Yeah.
And she was like, you might want to watch where you're walking, with a shit-eating grin on her face, waiting for me to go, oh, sorry. And I literally put up my hand to be like, and I was literally about to say, oh, sorry, like, and I went, why don't you watch where you're cycling? This is a fucking one-way street. And I've never seen her jaw nearly hit the handlebars. She just didn't expect it, like. And she just kind of cycled around me then like I was a roundabout and fucked off. I was like, when you're on a bike, you're supposed to obey the rules of the road. Don't you come at me with this horse shit, like.
There was a cyclist cycling up the footpath in Dublin on Monday when I was up there for work, and every time that a pedestrian got in her way, she'd go, cyclist!
Oh, I'd push her.
I was like, okay, there is actually a cycle path.
Do you know what really gets on my tits? This
What?
one now proper pisses me off. Is these cyclists who are cycling on front of you really, really fucking slowly.
Yeah.
In town now or wherever, like. They're on the road, first of all, and there is cycle lanes. They're cycling on the road, and then the light goes red, and they go up onto the footpath and cross over the pedestrian thing because the pedestrian man's green and go back out onto the road. I'm like, I would love to put my foot down and absolutely blow through you right now because you're such a cunt. Like,
yeah.
If I'm ever at a light and a cyclist takes off at a red light in town because they do all the time, I hold down the horn, like fuck you, red light there, bitch.
See, I don't inherently have a problem with cyclists. Like, it's just ones that basically act. Oh, I don't know. Like they.
I was crossing the bridge by the regional park coming into Ballincollig as well one day, and I went around a cyclist, and I was in a line of traffic, like, and I went around him and stopped, and then he was just cycling. He cycled in around in front of the van, and then because he took so long to take off, I missed the next light.
Oh God!
So I went around him again. And I parked nearly in the ditch so he couldn't go around inside me. I was nearly in on top of the fucking bushes and stuff, and I could see him trying to get his bike. And then he pulled the bike back, and he tried to go the other way around me. But there was a car coming over, and he stopped, and I could see the frustration on his face that he couldn't get up in front of me again. I was like, you know what? Stay there, because you've already caused me to miss the fucking lights. I know you're trying to get in front of me again.
Yeah,
like.
yeah. You know, driving is just like a generally frustrating situation. I feel sometimes you're just like, oh my God. Like the sun was in my eyes the other day, crossing over by the bus station, and like a girl just walked out on her red light, and I was like, I nearly hit you with my fucking car there now, and that would have been my fault.
Yep. 100%.
Even though you walked on the red light, like. But anyway, I love driving anyway at the same time. So
I do. It's just so many. Like if people knew how dangerous it was. Like, especially in the city, you know, you get these people and they're staring at their phones. They've got headphones on and they just walk across the road.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you understand how little chance you have if a fucking car hits you or a van hits you or a bus hits you? These are literally weapons, and you are so confident that everyone's going to see you walking that you're not even going to look up. You're just going to walk into the middle of the road.
Do you know something that really scared me the other day? Actually, was
the boogeyman.
The boogeyman, the hat man. There was
hand-hook car door.
Hand-hook car door. There was a man, or there was a man. There was a young fella. I'd say he couldn't have been more than 11 or 12. He was cycling up the wrong way up a cycle lane, which is fine, whatever. That's not anything. But it was one of those ones with no barriers on it. And he was on his phone. He was cycling and on his phone. And he like swerved out. And like it was the car in front of me that he kind of swerved out in front of. And like it was the first time in my life that I actually considered pulling in. And like actually saying, you can't do that to a child. Like, but I was going to say, like,
they'd probably insult you.
What just happened there, what you just did there was so fucking dangerous. You could have actually died.
They don't care though.
Yeah. And then it would be,
But as you said there now, if that was you, and he, wasn't paying attention, veered out, and those little the bollard things in the road, and hit one of them and fell out in front of your car and you hit him, it'd be poor little Timmy was just cycling home and a car hit him. That'd be it. There'd be no other consideration there, like.
Yeah. And everyone would be like, Lauren, why did you kill that child?
Oh my God, Lauren, I can't believe you killed a child.
Mm-hmm. And I'd be like, I can't believe I killed a child either. Like,
yeah. You'd be branded a bad person.
I'm already branded a bad person.
Yeah, but like not a child murdering bad person. Like,
I'm not.
I'm
just
really
not.
Just like it doesn't put out the right bin.
I've never put out the bins.
Yeah.
That's not my job.
Fair.
Everything else. Oh my God. So Tom got a tin whistle a couple of weeks ago, right? And yesterday I was messing and I started playing, do 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 on the tin whistle, right? And Tom got out the guitar and he was playing chords, and it was just a bit of a funny kind of thing. And then we stopped, and then I realised I was just about to leave the house, and all the windows were wide open because I was just airing out the house. And I was like to Tom, it was peak time as well. I live near a shop, right? So the car park that my apartment block is used for people who go to the shop. So I was like, it was 1:00 and it was like peak shop time. So I was like, fuck this, I'm not going down there. My own people know that I was the one playing the tin whistle, right? So they wouldn't.
Maybe they assumed you were the one playing the guitar.
Hopefully they would have assumed, because I was playing the tin whistle fucking badly as well, may I add. And anyway, Tom was like, yeah, of course I'll come down with you. Like, there's no problem. Do you know what I mean? He was like, don't worry, like, I'll come down with you. There's no hassle. And I was like, he's being particularly nice. But I was like, look, that's just sometimes, maybe he just feels for me today. I don't know. So anyway, got downstairs and he was putting my bag into the car or whatever. And Tom goes, here, you forgot your tin whistle. And just like literally made such a big deal out of it. Like walked up and tin whistle like up in the air. And he was like handing it to me. And he was like, you sounded great, by the way. I was like, you fucker. Like, and I was actually pissing myself laughing.
I thought you were going to say he ran back inside instead of playing it out the window.
No, he would do that too, believe me. He loves embarrassing me. Yeah, so anyway, I was just like, fuck's sake, like I can't, like I moral support I was looking for him to come out and help me, and then he fucking made a big deal. And like people were actually looking.
Now at least 35 builders are calling you Tin Whistle Girl.
Yeah, and they probably think that I'm like, really think I'm good at the tin whistle when I'm not. Like,
they're going around calling you Thick Whistle.
Thick Whistle, for fuck's sake. Kill me. Yeah, that was embarrassing.
I thought that was very funny.
It was good. It was good. Yeah. So anyway, that's on me caught up. That's my life.
Just being embarrassed.
Do you know that thing that
on the reg
people say where it's like, oh, it's the 12th of December or 7 o'clock and not a child washed in the house. And I goes, 31 in September, not a child washed in the house. And Tom goes, yep, 31 in September, not a child conceived in the house. We laughed for about 45 minutes.
Low blow.
Really good. It was pretty funny.
I was up in Tipperary last day, went in for a coffee in a cafe.
Yeah.
And they had a board up on the wall.
Yeah.
And it was like, buy a friend a coffee, make their day.
Yeah.
Or treat a random stranger. Basically, you pay for a coffee, write whoever the coffee's for on it, and stick it on the nose board. And then when that person comes in, they see their name. They're like, oh yeah, and they can redeem that and get a coffee. And I was like, oh cool. I was like, I don't know anyone in Tipperary.
Yeah. Did you buy yourself a coffee for the future?
Oh, that would have been fucking brilliant.
I thought you wrote your own name on it.
That would have been fucking
stroke of genius.
Next time, that now golden. But I was like, I'll pay for a stranger's coffee, fucking whatever, like. And I goes to one. I goes, how does that board work? And she's like, oh, you just pay for the coffee and write the name on it and just stick it up. And I was like, what if I want to do it for a stranger? And she was like, what you mean? And I was like, well, I don't know anyone around here. Like,
that's very nuanced, isn't it? Girl.
I was like, I don't know anyone. I'm not from here. Like,
what if I want to buy a stranger a coffee?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? What could you possibly mean by that, sir?
Yeah. So I was like, I don't know anyone, so I'll just pay for a coffee. And she's like, but for who?
Fucking Chris Martin from Coldplay.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know. Cody from The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. I was like, just like, because it says treat a stranger. And she's like, so you just want to buy a coffee?
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, and like,
pay it forward.
And I was like, what, like write on the card then? And she was like, I don't follow. And I was like, stop. Stop now.
No.
I was like, right, can I pay for a coffee and just write nothing on the card, or write, if you're wearing a blue shirt, here's a free coffee or something? And she was like, you can if you want, like. And I was like, just leave it off. Just leave it off. Like, it's fine.
Do you ever see the Tim Robinson sketch where he goes up and he goes, I'd like to pay for the car behind me too. I'd like to pay it forward. And they're like, that's so sweet, sir. And then he like whips around the corner. He tries to get, he's like, someone tries to get in ahead of him. He's like, no. And he gets in first and he's like, 55 burgers, 55 fries. That's what that kind of reminds me of. Me going in, I'd like to pay for the person ahead of me and then, or behind me. And then you go back in a few minutes later. Can I get a coffee there, please? Brilliant.
Yeah. I was like, I shouldn't have wrote the person with the blue shirt anyway. All the fucking every guard training in the country's
yeah,
up there.
hell, yeah, all the young
fighting
guards.
over it.
Yeah, fucking hell.
She just didn't get it. Like, this is your notice board. This is your fucking idea, and you don't know how it
Are
works.
you training love?
Yeah.
You training love?
I was just like, that's just, how can you not understand? I want to pay for a coffee for a random stranger for the fucking crack. Like,
how do you get on with your ADHD, doctor?
same old thing.
Are you fucked still?
Still fucked, yeah.
Do you still have it? Like,
Yeah, still wasps. What are they? Versace wasps flying around inside.
has she come up with a cure yet?
They're still working on it. They're close, they said.
Mm-hmm.
But they keep getting distracted.
Hey! That was an ADHD joke.
Brought to you by Bulmers.
Simply refreshing. Just making up our own thing there.
Always better value.
Bulmers country cider.
Take a break.
have a time out.
Yeah, Bulmers
Time cat.
Irish cider. Once you pop, you can't stop. Just reply.
Tasty and tempting food at Bulmers.
Under the tree at Bulmers.
You hate Supermax, don't you?
Yeah. Fresh, never frozen. Bulmers.
Fresh, full of shit. Yeah, I don't know. Supermax isn't great.
No.
I don't go to McDonald's anymore. So, like, you're kind of limited when you're on the motorway. Like,
There's not as Papa John's, as Subway,
Papa John's.
delis. There's Junction 17. You can get a full carvery.
17.
Yeah. Portlaoise.
Oh, yeah.
Full
But
carvery.
I've never in the mood for a full carvery when I'm on the road. Like, chip. Maybe one chip.
Right,
like.
Mrs. Bouquet. The fuck, like. I couldn't possibly do a carvery,
No, but
Richard.
carvery's heavy work, like.
You get a small
Especially when
one.
you're driving. What's a small carvery? Like, you're still having...
One scoop of mash.
Yeah, but you're still having mash.
A slice of ham.
A slice of ham.
Oh, like, just have her chips.
The
instead of
listeners have
mash.
no idea where
She's shouting slice of ham because the dog's in the room. Just have a small carvery.
How about you have a fucking small carvery?
Or have a small fry up.
Why don't you
just
have a small fry
sausage
up?
and a rasher.
You know, sometimes I think it's kind of cute because a full breakfast roll is a lot. So sometimes Tom and I will get a breakfast roll and we'll have it. I think that's kind of cute.
That must be nice for you.
Yeah. I sleep in a bed with my wife.
Yeah. Does he howl at the moon? His husband of
You know,
yours.
what I'm talking about is from The Simpsons, you know, where Milhouse's dad is
He's
like,
got
I
a
have a
car.
race car bed.
I sleep in a bed with my wife.
So perfect. It's perfect writing.
Why don't you do the old Gainey switcheroo?
I think that is the cutest thing I've ever heard in my whole life. When Killian and Larkin are both back in the country, they go to a deli and one of them gets a chicken roll and the other gets a breakfast roll, and then they half it obviously, and one of they have half a chicken roll and half a breakfast roll. And I think that is so cute. I like that, warms my heart so much. It almost warms my heart as much as when Tom says that Teddy's gone for a snooze. I'm like, oh, hi Tom, how are things? Good, I'm just here practicing guitar and Teddy's gone for a snooze. Teddy's gone for a snooze.
Would you prefer if he said the dog's asleep or something?
The dog's asleep is like, okay, like that's just stating fact, but Teddy's gone for a snooze is the cutest thing you'd ever hear in your life. Like, a snooze. John's like, okay.
Okay. I had a wrap today. I've been having the same wrap every time I go to a deli for the last...
What is it?
probably 6 months.
What's in it?
Brown wrap, mayo, small bit of ketchup,
Mayo for Sam.
southern fried chicken, cheese, sweet corn.
Sweet corn.
Nom nom nom.
Do you know what I got the other day? I don't know if you've ever had it in your life, but I highly recommend it. Is the chorizo chili dog from O'Flynn's.
Nope.
Right.
I don't actually like chorizo. I always get chorizo on things. I don't like it.
This is different. It's like almost like a minced meat version of chorizo.
Does it taste like chorizo?
Not really. Get it. I promise you won't regret it.
I was going to go and get a chicken parm sandwich today.
Chicken palm. Where would you get that?
In Dublin.
Oh.
But somebody wanted to
Do the
record
podcast.
early, so I had to rush back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to be up there now again for
That's all right, John. I'll get it for you the next time I'm up and I
6
bring
months.
I bring it down on the train.
you. A flat handbag chicken parm.
You also would have had to have driven into Dublin City for that.
I was about 10 minutes away from Dublin City.
It would have been a pain in your ass.
I would have done it.
Yeah, fair enough. Sorry about that.
I would have committed to the bit.
You, of course, could have said to me, it doesn't suit me to record it this time, and then we would have just arranged something else. You know?
We wouldn't have.
No.
Because you're going out in the rads.
I'm not. I'm going out to have about 2 drinks.
You're going out in the bag.
I'm gonna.
So
I'm on the bag tonight.
Lauren's on the bag tonight, so we can't record.
Yeah.
You know, after a few bags, then you can't shut up. Like,
A few bags. Yeah. A few bags of Coke.
We'll be here for 2 hours.
We actually only talked about that myself and Tom earlier about like when we have kids eventually, and they're going to be like when they're teenagers.
What's on the bag, mommy?
No, they're going to be like, "Oh, were you into drugs as teenagers?" And we're going to be like, "No, we actually weren't, because I've
And
never
they-
taken a class A drug in my life."
And they won't believe you.
And they literally won't believe me because they'd be like, "You went to music college in 2012. Of course, you were into drugs."
Like, ask your Uncle John about the drugs. And I'm like, listen, your parents were lame.
They were lame.
Here's some stories.
Yeah. Whenever they went to the shop, they got each other surprises. You know.
Yeah. One time, do you know when you go to the shop, do you know when, if you go to the shop, or if I was going to the shop, you'd say, "Get me a surprise," and I bring you back like a fucking a Kinder 3000 or something. This is going to be what's out in these.
Kinder
Yeah,
3000.
this is going to be a new bar that's not out yet. Like it'll be
Yeah.
Kinder 3000 is going to be cool. And they're like, "Oh yeah, we love the Kinder." And I'm going to be like, one time, I was at the shop and your mother was going into the shop and I said, "Get me a surprise," and
Yeah.
she came out with baby wipes and cling film.
And
So
if you ever picked up a date, like, you know, if you picked up a girl to go on the first date with her a week later and they saw you with cling film and baby wipes in the car, they would have been very, very afraid.
yeah, and then bin bags under the seat.
I didn't buy the bin bags though.
No, they're just in the van. I also
Yeah.
have reusable tie wraps
That's actually quite terrifying.
and masking tape.
You actually have all the bits. I actually think they're the things you should put into a different box and bring them into the house at night, just in case that.
That's not weirder. Here's my plastic bag full of everything you need to kidnap somebody.
John has never kidnapped anybody.
I have. About 11 years ago.
Okay.
Her name was Abigail.
Oh yeah. Yeah. John frightened Abby.
Yeah, basically. I think I've told the story before.
You
but
have,
Larkin couldn't. Larkin was supposed to be on crutches, but he was going on a date with
Mhm.
Abby, who he's now married to. So listen, it worked out in the end. But they were going to Fota, and he was too proud to fucking bring his crutches with him because he thought it would make him look uncool, even though like 3 weeks before that he had his ass sliced open and his hip reattached. Like,
Yeah.
but he was like, I'm not going to bring in my crutches because I don't want to be uncool. And so I was like, fuck's sake. I was going to drop him in as far as
Train.
as far as her house, first of all, which was in Victoria Cross. And I was like, I'll just drop you to the train station because he was going to have to walk the whole way across town otherwise.
With no crutches.
With no crutches. And he wasn't supposed to be out without the crutches. And he was going to be walking the whole way around fucking Fota as well.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'll just drop them to fucking Fota. I did not tell Abby this. And if I told Larkin, he would have objected. So I didn't tell anyone. I just drove to Fota, which is like 20 minutes beyond the train station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did Abby think she's getting killed?
And I took a wrong turn and went into the Little Island Industrial Park. I was like, oh, fuck. Yeah. She thought she was going to kill you.
I would have assumed I was being killed too.
She was in the front seat as well, like.
Yeah. I'd say she probably knew by Larkin's body language though that he wasn't scared.
Because he was like, where are we going? Where are you going? What's happening?
Oh God. It's like Larkin, play it cool, man.
Yeah. And he was sitting right behind her. So it's kind of like if you try and run, he will choke you from behind. Like.
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was scary.
Yeah,
Sorry
yeah.
that happened to you,
But
Abby.
it all worked out in the end.
Is she married now?
Yeah, they're married now. Over in New York.
The things that make us the people we are, eh?
Yeah, I was trying to be nice, like I just never thought it through.
Yeah. Well, I think it was nice of you, John. Don't let the fear of striking out stop you from playing the game.
Yeah, don't let the fear of getting dropped a photo stop you from bringing your crutches.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, Larkin, if you just brought your crutches, none of this would have happened.
No. And then you probably wouldn't be married.
Exactly, because it's all John's fault you're married.
I wouldn't say it's my fault. That makes it sound like a negative thing.
I know it does, but
I think it's due in part to me.
yes. Well done, John. Well done for the success of Abby and Larkin's marriage. Hopefully you'll be able to give yourself the same energy someday.
I was in a quiz in Limerick on Friday, and between rounds, there was two lads there chatting about insurance discs. I was like, "You're so fucking 30." Like. And they were like, "This quiz suits us because we're millennials. We know all the answers." And I was like, "All right, yeah." One of you was dead last, but that's fine. But they were talking about insurance discs. One fellow was like, "Yeah, I didn't realise. I thought my insurance was up in May." And I was like, "Oh, sure, it's August I do my insurance." And then I realised that I actually have my wife's insurance disc in the car for the last year. And I was like, I was just standing there like, that's just zero thought into the whole operation. And I was like, one of the other fellas goes, "Oh, they don't send them out anymore. You have to print it off yourself." And I was like, "You can just photocopy last year's one and change the number." So, and the other fellow goes, "Yeah, or just use your wife's." And the two of us looked at him and at the same time went, "Right, step one, find a wife."
That's good.
So, yeah. We had a shared chuckle, and then we both looked at each other like,
yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, John just running off into the bathroom to buy his film
no,
cake,
not
crying.
running into the bathroom. No,
John like that. Yeah.
That is all we've got time for.
Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Now, listen, I don't want anyone giving out, and you know who I'm talking about. I have not set up the stream deck, and I'm not sitting up now and playing the credit and then sitting back down. I have to stand up to finish this shit off, and I'm not sitting back down afterwards, so there will be no...
But this is for you.
Natter.
We love you.
Do we?
Yes.
Okay. But Christians hate you. Know that.
So that was everything. And that was this week. And then we move forward.
Yep. And,
amen.
And never stop, never stopping.
Yeah. Don't let the fear strike you out. Stop you from playing the game.
And also, stay away from yourself.
Jimmy quit.
And Jodie
got married.
What they don't tell you is Jodie got married to Jimmy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Jodie's on a vacation far away.
That's a tune.
She likes her men a little bit older.
Tune.
I'm trying to find the song, so found it.
I was fully expecting you to play the other song.
Every episode on the YouTube channel is copyright struck. They're still there, but it's like, you have infringed on Madam Music song.
Sorry about that, Madam Music. Bye, guys.